Murph, great to see you, pal. How's the heart rate since Saturday? Has it dropped? And have you ever been in a more crazy match than that against Luton?
Yeah, it was a weird one, intense, but fair play to them. They brought the game to us. We probably could have had a bit more control in the game, but yeah, credit to them. They played well, and they keep playing like that. They should probably be safe this season.
Where do you stand on it? Was it great character to come back from 4-2, or was that a position that Newcastle shouldn't have been in, regardless of how well Luton were playing?
Yeah, I think everyone knows we shouldn't have been in that position, but to come back and then we still probably had time to get the winner as well. Shows a lot about the group. So yeah, it was. We didn't want to be in that position, but to get it back and then to come away with the point in the end, seems a good point, but it probably should have been 3 on the day.
I know he's in the same position as you, but how good was it? How nice was it for you, for the team, to see Harvey back after such a long injury layoff, which we'll mention the word injury later on as well. But how good was it to see him back and on the score sheet as well?
Yeah. Firstly, he's a terrific lad, and yeah, it's been tough because the injury that he picked up was just bizarre. And to have that setback so early on in a career at a new club is not ideal. But yeah, he's worked hard, and yeah, it was great to have him back. Gives us another amazing attacking option. So yeah, we're happy to see him back.
There's, as showcased on Saturday, there's plenty of goals being scored, but there's plenty of goals being conceded as well, and especially at home. What's going on defensively and what's going on at home at the minute? Because all of a sudden the away form's turned good and the home form less good now.
Yeah, obviously we know there's been certain aspects in our game that hasn't been up to our usual self, but now we're getting good time on the training pitch to really go over our core principles and really dial them in, like how we had it last season. So yeah, it's about using that time that we didn't have. We didn't have that luxury of being able to get that detail in, but now we are. Yeah, hopefully we start putting things right.
We mentioned Harvey's injury, obviously. We have to talk about yours. 12 weeks out, and the kind of frustration of coming back and then being back out again. Just firstly, how good is it to be back? Not just playing matches, but back out on the training pitch as well with the lads.
Yeah, it has been really good. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff on my own, and that's a mental challenge in itself. You're passing it into the mini goals, looking over, seeing all the boys doing the fun stuff. So that was a challenge in itself. But glad to see the end of that. And yeah, it's just great to be back in there, helping the team, because while I was out, that was one thing that I was just dying to do, just being able to be available to help the boys. And now that I am, it's great, and hopefully I'm showing that.
Every single time I speak to one of you lads, you talk about confidence in this team bouncing back from any setback. What do you think it is, Jacob, about this team that does make it able to bounce back from setbacks, like Newcastle have developed an uncanny knack of doing?
I think over the last few years, the mentality it's very stable. We're never too high and we're never too low. We kind of operate at a nice medium, and I think that's been really helpful. And everyone's addicted to winning now. We've got a taste of what winning and what having relative success feels like. Like we don't want to be losers, basically. We enjoy winning. We know what it takes to win games. So yeah, that's becoming the norm for us. So yeah, every time we are dealt with a setback, we know what to do to put it right, to get things back on track.
I had to laugh because after that week where Newcastle departed the Champions League and the League Cup, people would turn around and saying, well, that could be the season, just write the season off right now. Of course, that's not the case. Newcastle's still in the hunt of the European place, still in the FA Cup. How do you view that race for Europe, in particular in the Premier League? Because it's blooming tight.
Yeah, it's no different to last season. I think I said on an interview, last season, there's not 6 teams competing for Europe now. Yeah. There's like 10 or 11. So we know the task that's at hand. And for fans, this is the most exciting time for Premier League. Aston Villa pushing really well, and they're pushing for the Champions League spots, same as what we were last season. So I think it's good, it's healthy, it makes it exciting, and it's a real challenge, knowing that you have to outdo 10, 11 teams to get into Europe.
Realistically, then, what would be a kind of a successful target this season? Is top 4 still on, would you say?
You can't say that it's not out of the question, but Europe is what we're targeting. Whatever form that comes in, we'll see come the end of the season.
You'll be a big factor in that. Again, to keep up the positivity, I'm gonna chuck some stats at you here, which I'm gonna read. 13 games you've started, there's a win percentage of 78%. When you start on the bench, that percentage drops to 36%. When did you realise, or have you realised, how important you've become to this starting 11 at Newcastle United?
I just like playing with my mates, mate. I just like being out there, playing, helping. I bring a different profile for different games and stuff like that. It's always a long season. I'm not going to be able to start every game. When I get the opportunity to start, I want to show this is why the gaffers picked me, and this is the value I'm going to add for my teammates.
So in a sport where there are so many pressures and there's so much focus for players, how much does football need characters? How much does football need personalities like you in it?
Everyone's different, and everyone carries certain traits that works for them. Just how I am, it works. I like being how I am, and the fans, my colleagues, they take to it well. So I never change, and I just enjoy working hard, and I enjoy being silly.
Have you got used to being an internet sensation yet? Have you got used, I suppose, to being a meme yet? Has your family got used to it?
I like to do things all in good taste. As long as people see the humour, as long as I'm not, overstepping the line, then I think it's good value. We're in an entertainment sport at the end of the day, and I know there's other great characters throughout the league who equally make me laugh just as much. So
it helps that you're a fan as well. I heard at Aston Villa last week the chant going up Jacob Murphy, his mum's from Berkeley, which is fantastic to hear. How nice is that to kind of hear the chants about yourself and about your mum, I suppose, as well.
No, it is nice. It is nice. I need the fans to get me a song and sing it loud, okay? It's nice to get the recognition. Really, I don't need it to feel the value, because I know what I offer. It's nice. Who doesn't like it when they sing your name every now and then?
So let's round off with a football, shall we? Nottingham Forest, obviously, this weekend. Do you owe them one after what happened on Boxing Day or not?
Yeah, some people say that, but we want to win. We just want to win. That can be added incentive, but we're just going in there full focus on getting the 3 points.
What makes them a difficult team to play, especially, I suppose, at the City Ground, which is always a very, very fervent atmosphere, shall we say? Yeah,
obviously they've got fantastic support. Their fans, they make it a tough place for any opposition to go. They've got a dynamic front four, bags of pace, that really good counter-attacking threat. We'll be wary of certain strengths of theirs, but we then know on the flip side what we need to exploit to get the 3 points.
Just very, very finally, sorry to end things on a philosophical note, but last season I think I interviewed you and you said, this season's an opportunity to be remembered, this project is an opportunity to be remembered at Newcastle United. How do you want, or how do you think that Jacob Murphy will be remembered at Newcastle United in the many, many, many years to come?
Don't know.
Maybe an Adidas advert.
Yeah. Well, that's an easy win, isn't it? No, I just want people to realise, what I'd brought to the team. Knew I was reliable. Things along them lines. But yeah, any way that I'm remembered is good enough for me. But I'll always be part of the history here, no matter what. So to me, that's pride that no one can ever take away from me.